Hello, my name is Azeb Freitas. I am one of the co-hosts of the Freitas Effect podcast. Welcome to Conversations with Creatives. These episodes are brought to you in collaboration with the Entropy Theater for Entropyfest, themed Emergence. Entropyfest is a celebration of local emerging artists in the New England area, and the Freitas Effect is serving as MCs on the weekends of May 20th through the 22nd and May 27th through the 29th. Ticket information is available in all our social medias, as well as Entropy's social media platforms, and in the description of these episodes. Here with me today, I have Hannah Ranco. I'm going to give her the opportunity to introduce herself.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. My name is Hannah Ranco. I am a performance artist based in Boston, and I just graduated from Teen College, and I earned my BFA in dance studies from there.
Oh my gosh, how do you feel?
I feel it was definitely a big investment, a big time investment. So I feel very strange that I'm done with that part of my life because it was 4 years of just rigorous dancing all day, every day.
Yeah.
And so now it's kind of like I have all this free time and I'm not sure how to navigate that yet, but it's exciting.
Well, I'm excited for you. Welcome.
Thank
So, my first question for us today is, when did you first identify as an artist?
That's a good question. I feel like everyone's an artist, and I've always been an artist, but I think I first kind of developed that awareness of my own artistic voice in college when I was able to really invest in getting tools and mentors that could help me figure out how to express and
So, do you feel like you didn't really identify as an artist until you were like in college?
yeah, I feel like, and dance has always been a part of my life, but dancing in high school and like as a kid, there's just, and I grew up in competition setting as a lot of dancers do. And I think that is, of course, there can be artistry in that, but it's just a really different environment. And it can be hard to think of dance as an art form sometimes when you're in that environment. So I think because in that environment, there's like a very specific idea of what good dancing is and bad dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to college and my professors were like, actually, art objective and there's no good and bad and like all that stuff. So I was able to kind of let go of some of the lessons I learned growing up as a kid.
Right. Like going from technique and training to like actual expression and like understanding connection to like themes and ideas. Yeah.
Yeah. And like totally relooking at like what technique even is, because people think ballet is technique, but I mean, is it like the
No,
only
for
technical
real.
art form?
Exactly. People need to hear it.
Yeah.
Where are you from originally?
I grew up in Bridgeton, Maine.
Welcome to Boston. So, how did you find your way to dance? Were you just always a dancer?
Yeah, my mom put me in dance and she put me in gymnastics and stuff like that. I was just awful at gymnastics, just not for me. And I just kind of gravitated towards dance and I was a theater kid, so I liked all of that stuff.
Were there other art, like other types of art that you've explored?
Yes, I'm very into photography, videography, and just dance videography, stuff like that. I think it's very interesting, especially nowadays with social media and everything, to kind of intersect that aspect of art making with dance and performance.
How have you like dived into the photography and videography fields? Because that's like a very different thing from dance, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is very different. Luckily, Dean offers like dance on film classes, so I learned a lot from that class. And honestly, I had a camera and I just started filming dance stuff. Just kind of dove right in.
Is there anything that you're working on right now that's gonna maybe will be released around the time of Entropy Fest or even in between that you're excited about?
Right now, I'm working as a Celtics dancer, which is very different than the work I'm doing here. So it's like two different worlds of like commercial dancing and contemporary dance. So I'm
Mm.
doing that. And I am also kind of just trying to build my work and just kind of get more work done, choreograph. So nothing specific, but just kind of doing everything I can right now.
Cool. Yeah, like everything's like in development mode.
Exactly, yeah.
So what are you going to be presenting at Entropyfest?
So my senior year, we have like a senior thesis and a senior project that we do. And so my senior project was the piece that I developed that I'm going to be doing for this festival. And it was originally a dance piece set on like 7 dancers and an actor who I worked with to do like verbal spoken word as the dancers were on stage. And so I'm going to develop that into a solo for this festival, which is going to be very interesting because I feel like in my past experience, I have developed solos into group work, but not the other way around. So I'm very excited to explore that. And the piece is about gender performativity and just gender expression and how that manifests in movement and in dance. And so along with the piece that I choreographed, I also did a lot of research. So the piece kind of pulls from ideas from gender scholar like Judith Butler, and yeah, it just explores how we perceive gender.
What inspired you to create a piece around that?
I think what inspired me most was the conversations I was having in college about gender and dance, and I had really great mentors who talked to me about it and just how binary it is and how distinctive it is, especially in more codified techniques. So yeah, just exploring that was interesting to me.
Yeah, because even like me as a dancer, like I totally understand what you're talking about. Like, especially if we're gonna like talk about like the ballet world, for example, and you see like a duet or even a story, it's always about a guy and a girl. And like even with contemporary ballet, like you watch things and it's just always like this way or that way. And then the guys will come out to dance, and then the girls will come out to dance, and the guys and the girls will dance together, you know?
Yeah.
So
and
like
it's so crazy how split everything is. And even just like down to like the nuances of physicality, I think that's something that I don't even answers to. Gender and like gender studies is so complicated and just crazy, but it's something I definitely want to keep working on in my pieces.
Yeah, I think this is actually like a huge topic right now, especially in the arts world and the world in general, and just like in the dance world, at least from what I've been seeing recently. And I think it's really cool that people are taking the time and like advantage of like our space and like our voices to like actually talk about this stuff and to express it through art. Like that's really powerful. So do you have like a website or something of where people can follow you and see your work?
Yes, I have hannahranco.com. I think it's like hannahranco.wordpress.com actually. And then I also post a lot on my Instagram about my work and stuff. So you can find me there, just Hannah Ranco.
And how do you spell Hannah Ranco?
Hannah, 2 N's and an H at the end. And then Ranco, Ranco.
Okay. Is there, oh, my last question. This is my favorite question. What advice do you have for any of the emerging artists that are out there listening?
I would say just give it time, whatever you're trying to work on and manifest, whatever goals you want. In the art world, I feel like there's so much opportunity. And as an emerging artist, I think there's a lot of people telling you there's not a lot of opportunity, and there actually is. There's a space for everyone at the table, and everyone can be an artist, and everyone's valuable in the art world.
Okay, Hannah. Well, thank you so much for answering all my questions. That was quick and painless.
Yeah, that was great.
Was this your first podcast interview?
Yes, and I was very nervous.
Yay! I love it. I'm so happy to take your podcast virginity.
Yes. It's okay. Like weird because it just feels like a regular conversation or interview, but for some reason when you attach podcast to it,
it's like holy shit. Like no, it's really super chill, and like we like to keep it real casual.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being with us today, Hannah. Loved hearing your discussion, and I cannot wait to see it live in the flesh at Entropyfest in May. So everybody who's listening, you better get your tickets. Don't play yourself because you definitely want to be there. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening. Bye.